Where are you from?
I'm from East Atlanta, born and raised. Decatur, where it's greater, of course.
And what was it like growing up in East Atlanta?
I would say growing up in East Atlanta was definitely middle class. I wouldn't say that it was like the hood or the ghetto, but definitely middle class. I wouldn't really say that it was bad, but I wouldn't say that it was amazing. I definitely feel like I was one of those kids that had, like, my parents did pretty well with me, I would say. Like, I wouldn't say I was completely spoiled, but I got majority of the stuff that I needed or like wanted or whatever. I pretty much got it. So I wouldn't really want to say like, oh, I had it's the hard knock life type of thing.
So were you involved in the arts when you were younger?
Actually, no. Like, when I was younger, the only thing that I actually did was play basketball. I never really did any major things until I was 10, and that was when I wrote my first verse. But I always just like writing as a whole. Wrote my first verse when I was 10, and that just kind of popped up. It just happened. We had a family friend that was living in our basement, and he is actually a producer. He was an artist at the time, so he would just make beats and rap, and I seen that, and just always caught the vibe with him. And one day he was just playing the beat, and I was like, oh, let me get on it, and I'm pretty sure he thought like, this is a joke or whatever, like, she's 10, relax. And I did a verse to it, and he was like, oh, okay, cool. And then he burned it down on a CD, and I played it for my mom, my dad. Everybody was like, you really, like, I was like, yeah. But I never really took it seriously. It was just like oh, boom, I can do it type of thing. I didn't start taking it seriously until later on, when I was like 15 or 16.
Okay. And so at 15 or 16, what was the moment that made you say, I'm going to take it serious now?
I think it was because I was around the industry. Like, even though I wasn't actually in it or pursuing it, I was around so many people. Like, being around Kyle Massey, the singer Case, Whitney. I just happened to, like, my family knows people, so it was like at some point I was just around entertainment, whether it was like acting, singing, somebody doing something, and I was like, you know what? I mean, I could be a rapper. I wrote a verse, like, and then that's when I was like, you know what? Let me just do it. Let's just do something fun. Shamik Moore, Jacob Lattimore, went that whole younger sector as well versus the older sector. I just grew up around parties and everything type of thing. So I was like, I'm gonna do this.
Do you care to mention like who in your family is in the music industry?
The singer Case is my cousin, actually, but yeah, I don't really. Who else do I have?
So you grew up as like an entertainment kid, kind of like always.
Not me. I wouldn't say me. My cousins definitely, but not me.
Okay.
Type of thing. It's just like, like, you have family, but then you have family that you're actually like close to, and I was more so closer to his kids versus him, because I mean, of course, he's older type of thing. So it's like, you know who he is, know about all that, but I wasn't really close around it type of thing. Not, of course, not as much as they are, because that was their dad type of thing. Okay.
So what was the first song that you dropped at that 15 age mark? What did you drop?
It was called I'm Swagging.
Okay. I remember Swag. That was a thing.
So yeah, definitely around that time with swag. So it was definitely like, I'm swagging, now swag me out. Like, I don't know. It's a mess.
I might have heard it though. Wait, how's the chorus go?
I'm swagging, now swag me out. Like, I don't know.
Okay. What was that, 20? I don't want to date you. I'm sorry.
I'm 25 though, so we're talking about 10 years ago. We're in 22, so
22.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
And so after you put out your first song, what was the response from your peers?
My peers was actually, I would say, pretty supportive of it. I came out, I had a 15th birthday party, and I called it a birthday bash. And actually, at my birthday bash, I had one of the hottest kid DJs at the time, his DJ Priest. He was doing like all the celebrities, and he actually brought out 2 other artists. They were there at the time. I think it was like J-Rock and Jabais the Kid, and they brought them out to perform. So I had the lit party type of thing. Like, you got the hottest DJ, you got artists, you got people performing at your party. Like, this is crazy. And this is 15, not a Sweet 16. Like, we rented out a whole warehouse, had a stage set up.
What?
Like, it was pretty lit type of thing. And then I performed that song. And at that point, the song wasn't even recorded. Like, it was just me just rapping on a track. I had the mic and I was just rapping on the track. Actually, that Shamik Moore was at that party as well. Because like I said, he was definitely a family friend. My mom and his mom worked together. So we was around each other a lot. But he popped out. Everybody's just like, oh my God, you got this person, you got that person. I'm just like, yeah, you know. And then when I performed, it was like, what? And then from there, kind of like what I was telling you about earlier, they was like, oh, I want to hang out with you. I need to hang out with you more because I saw that you was around this person or you around that person type of thing. So,
do you feel like you have like real relationships knowing that people know that you know other people?
I would definitely say a real relationship. Oh, that's kind of deep. I have a core group of people. I would definitely say that that is really close, like a handful of people that are my core group of friends, family. Like, if I actually deal with you and that I consider you a real friend, then I'll even, like, you're family to me type of thing. So I definitely have a good handful, a good core. Just because it's so phony, like the music industry, it's phony. People, like, they want to use you or utilize you, but it's still, it's hard to find like genuine or real people in the industry. Even if they seem genuine or real at the time, if they feel like, you know, you're climbing faster than them, then it's a problem, you know. Then they start doing stuff that you're doing. Like, it's just so messy, and yeah, it's real messy. Like, it's really hard to find real friends in the industry.
Oh wow! All right, so I want to take it back to after you dropped your first song. So did you get immediately signed, like, at that point?
No, actually, after I released that single, like I said, one of the performers at the party, his mom booked like all of the kid talent. So all of the young rappers, even like the Lottos. Lotto been performing for a while. Like, I did shows with Lotto. We used to do West End Mall, Greenbrier Mall, go to schools. Like, that was all around that same time period. So Jabai's the kid's mom, Rita, actually still cool with them to this day. She was booking all of the kid talent at this time. So when I performed, she was like, I'm gonna start booking you some shows. Like, basically kind of took on the booking manager, booking agent position with me throughout my career, and like throughout that area or that lane of my career when I was through my youth for artistry. And I was just doing a whole bunch of shows. Like, I remember a time when we was doing 3 shows in a day. Leave one show, go to next show, next show, next show, next show. Like, she literally kept us like booked and busy.
So are you independent now? Or
yeah, I'm independent.
Okay, is that, why is that?
I just feel like right now, in my lane, it's cool to be independent at this point. I'm not opposed to signing with a major. It just has to be the right situation, the right deal. I just don't want to not have creative control over my artistry, and I don't want to be like shelved. I want to be able to be off and running and have that machine, because having a machine behind you definitely is strong. It's a good look for sure, but also being independent just because you get to. I feel like most people want to stay independent just because they get creative control, but there are some situations or where you can enter into a label and you can have creative control over it. So I wouldn't say that I'm completely like opposed to it at all.
So do you have like an entrepreneurial vein? Is that also a reason why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I'm constantly concepting, constantly creating. So it's like, oh, I got to do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. So I'm all over. The entrepreneurship is just all over.
Would you suggest that to younger artists, like to go their own way?
I would.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the bigger you get when you're independent, I feel like the nicer a label will have to talk to you. For example, like if you already have, let's say, 1 million real organic followers, and you can already have a following. If you do a show, you have a sold out show, you know what I'm saying, and you're independent. Labels see that and they're like, oh snap, well, you don't really need much of anything except for just a little bit. We gonna throw an extra bag behind you type of thing. So now you can talk your own numbers because it's a bargain. I already have my motion. I already draw the crowd. I already have this following. I already can do this. Now it's just the elevation process. So we can talk the numbers for it.
Okay. And so what is the most memorable moment that you've had so far in your music career?
Positive or negative?
Oh, you can do both. Let's do both. Can we get the good news first?
Okay, good news. Good news, I'm going to definitely say probably doing the tour that I did when I was younger. I did my first tour at 16. I think it was the most memorable because that was like I said, my first tour. But it was with Mindless Behavior, OMG Girls, Diggy Simmons. And I only did the southern region, like South Carolina, Alabama, and their Atlanta show. But it was just my first tour, seeing that whole dynamic. Definitely would be a memorable. Or the Atlanta Caribbean Carnival when I performed there. That was 50,000 people. Like, that was my largest crowd that I performed in front of. So I'm probably that kind of vetoes the tour. Because the tour, we had like 3,000. We did a couple of places with like the 3,000, but to perform in front of 50,000 people at one time, and they don't know you, you don't know them, you just have to rock out type of thing, I definitely would say that probably would be my most memorable. How
was that adrenaline rush? Like, how does it feel inside?
It was crazy. Like, I don't know. I have this thing right before I perform. I have to pee immediately. Like, they be like, okay, you next. And I'm like, I gotta pee. Like, but it's like, I can't actually go to pee because they're passing me the mic and now I automatically have to just go pee or whatever. So it's just to kind of just go out and do it. But once I actually go out and do it, then everything goes away because I'm on stage, I'm enjoying, I'm feeding off the vibes, feeding off the energy. So it's always fun just feeding off a genuine energy. Because I think that's one of the most rewarding things for me, being an artist, is performing and being able to gain that genuine energy and love and just feel and feed off of what everybody's giving you. Yeah.
And so did you want to go with the other one or?
Nah, we're gonna keep it positive.
Okay.
I don't really care to go negative.
No, I love that. And so have there been any challenges in your career?
I would say the biggest one is definitely just being a female in such a male-dominated industry. Like, it's real. When women speak on it, it's definitely real. It just is what it is type of thing. I don't feel like it's ever going to change. The music or entertainment industry as a whole is just male-dominated. But it's definitely a challenge because it's like, even if you're grinding and you're doing what you need to do on your own type of thing, people either feel like, you fucked your way to, can I curse?
Yeah.
Okay. They feel like you fucked your way up to wherever you're at. So it's like, what? I can't be respected just for having talent. Like, or then if you look a certain type of way, oh, you're overly sexualizing yourself, or it's always just like slander, just being a female. Like, you have to work 10 times harder. You got to be talented, you got to look good, and you got to go crazy. All of those have to be in line, and then you can't be no dummy in order to succeed in the music industry.
How do you deal with all of that pressure?
I definitely attempt to keep a level head through it all and remember my goal and my purpose, what I'm doing. Because it's very easy to get lost in the sauce when it's like, oh, she only doing that because she had sex with this person. She had to do that because she had sex with that person. And for me, like, I take pride in being able to be like, nobody in the industry as of yet can really be like, oh, I had sex with Miss Coxx. You know what I'm saying? Nobody can say that. Like, literally nobody. And it's not, oh, I'm bragging. It's just nobody can say like, oh, I actually had sex with her. Oh, she sucked my dick. Like, I ate her. Like, you can't say any of these because none of that happened. It's just simple as that. Nobody can say it. They've tried, of course, but they can't say it because I'd be like, I'm not dealing with it. Certain stuff I'm not dealing, because I just want to be respected. That's my main thing. I want to be respected for my craft and respected as an artist, that I'm talented, not just, oh, you're an easy fuck, or you look good, I want to fuck you type of thing. So that's why I go totally against it, to not being an easy fuck and not even caring about being sexy. Keep it pushing, like, let's go. I want to work.
Okay. And so is like being quote unquote sexy, is that a part of your brand? And are you
for
and
sure.
So okay, so you made that a part of your brand, but essentially internally you feel like an artist, like, but you're using that for the public.
What do you mean?
Like, you said that like being sexy, you get a lot of people make assumptions.
Yeah.
But you do it for your brand.
Right.
Okay. And so, like, how do you feel about like hypersexualization in music, or the hypersexualization of women?
I feel like, honestly, it's the time that we're in, type of thing. Like, that is no real way around it. Sex is what sells, so everybody is going to be sexy within they own lane, type of thing. So for me, it's like, that's what sells. How can you make it work within your brand? Go for it, type of thing. Like, my name is Miss Coxx, so automatically when people hear it, they think like, oh my God, is she a porn star? Like, what does she do, type of thing. So I've heard it all. And then when I say it's Coxx time, which is my slogan, like, it's Coxx time, they like, what does that mean? Like, it's Coxx time. But for me, I just honed in on that being my actual born name. Like, I didn't come up with it and be like, I'm gonna call myself Coxx. That's just my born name, type of thing. So I'm gonna embrace it, and I'm gonna use it as branding. It's Coxx time. Did you come for Coxx? Like, at concerts, I want to be like, did you come for Coxx? If you came for Coxx, make some noise. Like, yeah, like, I want to take you on a trip and all of that. I'm saying all of that. Like, Coxx socks, rock out with your Coxx out. Like, we pushing the envelope. We are. And then, like, even when I spell my name, I say MZCOXX, and then I say triple X if you're nasty. Oh, yeah, like, just like I said, embracing it, being fun with it. Because I feel like my artistry is definitely, like, it's fun specifically, but it gives that edge. Like, I'm definitely a tightrope walker within my artistry, and in things in life in general. I'm going to push the envelope. Like, if there's a crack in the door, I want to kick it in. Let's see, what's up, what we got, what we doing?
And so you talked about like breaking doors now. What is your ultimate like goal for your music? Like, where do you want to take it?
One of my ultimate goals for my artistry is definitely world tours. Like, I want to go overseas. I don't mind being gone for some months, but just experiencing that whole thing and reaching out and touching the world, other than just like, the United States. I want to touch different places of the world. I want to be a household name, not, for anything bad, but just for having great music, being a great artist. So, yeah, for sure.
So for someone watching this interview who aspires to do what you do, and someone who maybe hasn't made a song yet, or hasn't even built up the confidence to go do interviews and go do huge shows with 50,000 people, like what advice would you give them?
My biggest piece of advice would definitely to be, find what you like, because I feel like sometimes people, they feel like something is easy, so they just want to go and just do it. And I say that even like in the sense of music, everybody's a rapper is what they say. So since everybody's a rapper, if they can do it, I can do it, type of thing. But you have to actually, like, it's deeper than just rapping. And I feel like people don't understand that. Like, when you take your artistry as a craft, like, this is a profession, this is a career, this is something that I actually do. I don't just be like, wake up and be like, hat, bat, mat, ooh, I'm a rapper. Like, it's not like that. Like, I'm constantly concepting, branding, merchandising, evolving. How can I do something different? How can I get in contact with new people to expand my brand? How can I come up with something new to make people, want to know that it's Coxx time? So like I said, it's like a craft. It's not just something that you do. But whatever you want to do, I would definitely say stay consistent in it, because consistency is key. You can post one day and then not post in a month, and a person's gonna think, oh, you fell off, you sick, especially if you're a female, you pregnant, like you have to, that's what they do. And then like on the flip side, if it's a guy, if he posts once and then he doesn't post in a month or two, they gon' not being biased or no disrespect, but they gonna think, oh, if you're a black man, oh, you're in jail, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the stereotype. It's real, it's stereotypical. That's what I said. It's not no shade or anything, but that's literally what people think. If you're not consistent, if they don't keep seeing you, they're gonna automatically put stuff on you. You fell off the face of the earth, which you got somebody pregnant, you in jail. If you were on the flip side, a female, you pregnant or you going through, you getting your body done at this time, you having a surgery or whatever, so now you can't really be posting because you in your recovery process. They automatically are thinking other things. So you have to keep your consistency going and stay relevant.